Hello everyone, Bike Guy Cody here, and today we're going to be talking about this GoPro Hero 12. This has a Max Lens Mod 2.0 on it, and it's been doing pretty well. The only issue I've had was the overheating, which is, it's only a action camera, so it's not really made to be stationary like this GoPro Hero 12 is right now, just sitting there filming me. So if you look here, I got the Enduro battery, and these are the ones that I use. They usually last me like all day basically, and I turn the camera off when I don't need it and turn it back on when I do, and I only film mainly the trails and then a little bit of talking before and after, and that seemed to be going good for a year now. I mean, this camera's great. So yeah, I can't stress enough how this is not like a stationary camera. It is great for riding and any type of action sport that is for getting airflow to the camera. But if you're going to use it for stationary and you're going to use it for a few hours like consistently running, it is not for that. I can't express that enough. You will overheat the batteries, and I've also found out that the batteries actually expand when the camera gets too hot because the batteries just can't handle the heat. So if you look a little bit, it's got a little bit of bubbling. I bet the other batteries have it a little bit and showing more, but I can feel it's got a little bit of a bump to it compared to when I first got them, when they were, I mean, you could tell it has like little ridges here and a little ridge here, and that was sunk in a little bit. And it was actually on both sides. You can see it a little bit more on this side. But basically they've expanded, and there were times, especially with the blue ones, which is the ones that come with the camera, it can't handle it, and I've gotten them stuck multiple times in the camera. That's because the camera is not good as a stationary camera. Now, I will say, if you do want to use it as one and you're only doing it for, say, 30 minutes, it'll be fine with that. You know, you'll go through a battery, or even after an hour, all you need to do is take the battery out, let it sit for maybe a minute or two, put a different battery in, and then it's fine for a good, I don't know, 15 to 30 minutes again. But otherwise, if you're gonna get a camera and you want it as like a stationary camera where it just sits on a tripod and you talk just like as I'm doing now, this camera is not for it. Although I will say it's been a great camera, and for the most part I haven't had any issues with it. Maybe some overheating once in a while, especially with doing the recent videos I've been doing. Throughout those videos, probably 3 hours worth of footage, 2 hours worth of footage, it overheats with each battery at least once. So, but after all 3 batteries are done, I'm already done filming. So I mean, I usually get about, I don't know, I want to say 30 minutes to an hour, and the battery is about half dead. And it's just overheated. The battery, the camera recognizes that it's just too hot, so I switch it out and the camera runs again. I don't really recommend that because the camera is already hot, and it gets pretty hot to where it's almost untouchable. But if you open the battery and you take the case off, and you leave it up like this, it gives you a little bit of extra time. I've also noticed taking the windscreen off because it just gets too hot. That helps as well. But as a action camera that I use for filming all my content and everything, I love the extra 177 field of view for the Max Lens Mod, and it's worked pretty well. I've definitely this is not my first Max Lens Mod. I have had another one, and that one has unfortunately met its demise. And just, I couldn't believe it. I kicked a stick, and stick came back, hit the camera, and unfortunately it was the lens that went. But that was replaceable, and it was only $100 to replace, so I'm not that mad. But yeah, I mean, it's been a great camera, and if you didn't know, that's what I've been using. And the settings have been mainly the same. As of right now, I'm doing 4K with 60 frames per second. I can't say I recommend it because it's a lot on the camera. It is a little bit extra for the battery. Gets it pretty hot faster, but I've been trying it out, so it's been doing pretty well. Like I said, I don't have any really issues. Out of the whole year, I've probably had one time. It's actually been maybe more like 2 years, a year and a half. And out of all the times that I've had it, I never really had it overheat. I think it's overheated 2 times, say once a year. It just, decides to overheat one day. And here in Massachusetts, right where I live or right where I ride, it's around, the hottest it's probably been is like 110 at the very most. And that's with like the feels like temperature because the sun's out or something. But it's normally around 80 to 90. And that's what I usually, at least for this year and last year, is when I've been using it. And those were like the temperature ranges. And then it's done really well in the winter as well. I never really had it shut off or slow down in the winter, so it's done pretty good with that too. The only thing that I don't really like is every time you turn this camera on, it wants you to put in information. I don't know if anybody knows a way around that, if you can like shut that off or something, but I've had to just kind of click it, go through a little bit, click yes, go through a little bit again, click yes, and I don't really bother with it. But I will show you the settings real quick. All right, here we go, starting off. So we have standard for the profile. I use the aspect ratio of 16:9 and 9:16. I also keep it at 4K 60. I was running 4K 30, and then just recently, the past, 5 months, I've been trying the 60. So yeah, and then I've always kept it in hyperview. I've only ever done non-hyperview when I'm doing like these types of videos and working on the bike or something. I'll just throw it in wide, but I mainly use my Hero 10 for that. Sometimes I'll use the Hero 12 though. I also have max hypersmooth on, scheduled capture off, duration no limit, hindsight off, and timer off. I also have shutter to auto, EV comp. Usually I do around 0.5 to 0.1, negative 0.5 or negative 0.1 is what I usually keep around. White balance is auto, ISO minimum is 100, ISO max 6400, and sharpness is high. Color is natural because that's the way I like it, and I do a little bit extra in editing. Raw audio is off. Wind I have been kind of messing around with. I think I've more or so like it on. And yeah, so those are all the settings that I've been using. And I will say I am going to get a different camera just to try out different cameras. I've heard there's a little bit better. I also want to say, when I was buying the new camera, I was debating on getting the Hero 12 again because I do want a second camera as a second POV, because the GoPro Hero 10 does the super view. This one does the hyper view. And even if I don't get the lens for the second camera, at least I have the max lens, and the person that is using my camera also has hyper view. So it's a little bit wider than the standard super view. So you get a little bit more of a view, and like if I'm turning a corner in front of my friend, you guys will be able to see that. Or if my friend is turning in front of me, it's just easier to see all that. And you get to see all the extra trees and how big the trail is, wildlife, all that stuff. So that's why I would like the extra view. So yeah, I've already picked the camera, and you guys will get to see it and see how it works, and I get to see how it performs and how I like it, and hopefully it stands up to GoPro, or even I'm praying that it does even better than GoPro, because it's just, I'm spending money on these cameras, and I'm hoping I'm not wasting my money. And yeah, so that's what I got for you guys today. So yeah, this camera's been pretty well. It's been doing pretty well for me. I am going to go into my notes a little bit and see because I do forget sometimes a little bit. The Hero 12 is also very rugged. I do notice from time to time, like I'm kind of putting my helmet down and stuff like that. And if you look, there's like no damage on this camera. The battery life is 8 out of 10. I feel like they could do a little bit better, but for what I'm doing, it does pretty well. And I have 3 Enduro batteries that I use. And if I'm going out for a day for like 3-4 hours, I usually don't run out of battery. Actually, I usually will use about 2 batteries, depending on the video as well. But sometimes I even use just 1 battery. But if it's a longer ride, I use all 3 of my batteries, and that's about it. Like, the ride's done. So there's also the stabilization, and that works very well too. I haven't really had any issues with it. The only time I've had issues is more so in like the winter when it gets a little bit darker out earlier and the camera just doesn't like being in the dark. I've also tried some of the night settings, trying to figure that out. And I mean, I'd have to just dig more into it to figure it all out. But otherwise, I mean, the camera's been pretty well, and it's been doing what I need it to. From time to time, it overheats, but not as much as everybody has said. And if they do say it, I think it's mainly because they're using it as a stationary camera. And if I've used it as a stationary camera, yes, I have noticed every battery, every battery that I put back in, I'm at least having to put a different battery in and be able to use it like that and change the battery, and then it's fine for another 30 minutes. And each battery, like if I put this one in and this one overheats, I'll take it out, put the other one in, and once that one's overheated, I'll take the other one and put it back in. And that's usually when I'm done with my video, or I'll have my third battery as well. And they usually get to, like I said, about 50%, and then I just charge them later on. I let them cool off before I charge them. And yeah, so I mean, the camera's been pretty good. Haven't really had too many issues with it, other than when it does get hot. Like I said, these like to expand and they get stuck in the camera. I have damaged and taken multiple of these off with the blue batteries that come with it. I had a blue battery with my Hero 10, and I also got one with the Hero 12, I believe. And both of those, when I pulled them out, the tab just broke right off. It was just too much force to try to get it out. And I think I ended up using pliers or something and then throwing the batteries away because I couldn't use them. But it was okay because I had 3 new, actually no, I had 2, and then I bought another one because I like the Enduro batteries so much, and they lasted very well. And they were really good in the conditions as well. Even the blue batteries were really good in conditions, the cold and the hot. It was just the saying of like just the battery life was a little bit less. So, I mean, that's to be expected. It's an Enduro battery compared to the standard battery you get with it. So that's pretty understandable. But yeah, I like this camera, and would I buy it again? This particular one, the GoPro Hero 12, for what I'm doing, and even as a stationary camera, yeah, I would buy it again. Now, knowing all of this, should you? I would say do your research. Definitely do your research. See if there's any other cameras that might be a little bit better, or more suited for what you're trying to do. The GoPro is a very good camera. So is the GoPro Hero 10. Even the 7 I had great luck with. I never really had overheating issues or freezing issues. The overheating, I'd say I've had, when riding, I've had about 2. When doing the just filming in my workshop and it's stationary on a tripod, I mean, every battery, it does it at least once and it overheats. So just going with that, after you get like 50% when you're doing 4K 60, you're gonna get that 50%, and then it's just gonna overheat. So you just throw a different battery in it. With the GoPro Hero 10, basically the same thing. I haven't really had any issues with it. Now, with the GoPro Hero 10 and the GoPro Hero 12, just to clarify, I would pick the GoPro Hero 12, and that would be over the Hero 10, just because if I want to put my other lens on it, I can get hyperview, and the hyperview is just that little bit wider, just enough to not look like the super view with the GoPro Hero 10, and it just looks so much better. For me, I don't really care about the distortion on the sides, and I don't really notice it as much. Everybody else might, but at least with the trees, I mean, you're going pretty fast, so you don't notice it too much. At least I don't, so it doesn't really bug me too much. So, all in all, this camera's a great camera. I've used it for 2 years now, and if I wasn't using it as a stationary camera sometimes, I would give it, I don't know, a 9 out of 10. It's a really good camera. And the only reason I wouldn't say 10 out of 10 is it's a little bad in lighting, and the batteries could use just a little bit more. I would like to get, another, I don't know, say 20, 30 minutes out of them. But I mean, they're only so big, and you can only put so much into a small camera. It's supposed to be an action camera, so I can understand that. There's only so much you can put in this type of battery. So I can understand that. And I respect GoPro really well. It's worked for me, and I've had 3 other cameras, and with the GoPro Hero 7, I had maybe 2 freezes with that, and I had that for a good 2 years as well. Same with the GoPro Hero 10 and the GoPro Hero 12. I've had, I think, 2 freezes on each camera, and then after that, I haven't really gotten another freeze from them. So I don't know why. Maybe it's just the updates that you do. But they've worked well, and I enjoy them. I am going to try a different company, because just for the fact that the batteries are expanding in the camera, I want to make sure I have an extra camera that is going to basically be the same as this one. So I will definitely make a video on the next camera that I'm getting, and I will let you guys know about it and do a review on it. And then I'll probably do another review after a year. But this is my 2-year review with the GoPro Hero 12. I hope you all enjoyed. And I do apologize for not any riding. But my cardio is just not there right now. And I'm trying to work on it. And I'm also trying to do little odd jobs to earn a little bit of money. That is the reason why I'm able to get this camera. I'm not going to go into the whole boring of details of my life, but that's just how it's been so far. And yeah, so it's been pretty rough the past, I would say, month, 2 months. It's been kind of complicated to try to make videos. Also, a lot of the friends are not able to ride right now. Either they're working or just got their own issues of their own. We all have our issues. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I will definitely be back riding really soon. We got the GT Force back, and it's running good. I did a test ride at Forest Park and did some shorts. So if you haven't seen the shorts, go check those out. And yeah, we'll see what we can do. I do have Instagram. Go check out my Instagram as well. I do a bunch of stories on there of the recent videos. So I take a screenshot, and I have like 3 or 4 recent videos, and I'll also put the link to the new video. And yeah, it makes it super easier for you guys, and you guys get a little bit of bonus stuff there too. If I'm not making a video, I will let you guys know on the stories. And if anything else is going on, I crashed or anything like that, then you guys know first than what I do on YouTube. So I hope you all follow me on there, and I'll see you all later. I did do a fork service on my GT4, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. And make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, stay safe, and keep on riding.